It's in my backpack. I'm really bummed at myself because I was supposed to bring my tape measure up here and I didn't. But if I count bricks and then measure the brick with like a stick, I can take that stick home and measure the stick to be able to figure out how big it is. But right now I'm going to just be recording slowly so that I can count bricks. And I'm not going to put you through this, so pause for now. Okay, I'm starting to clear out this little pathway in the house. And Sean chopped down the tree that was in there so I can do some further exploring. Right now, I am stacking up some of these old tiles from the roof tiles, making a pile of boulders that I'm finding. Any of the green is going here. And apparently, the soil chunks I'm throwing down there. Because Sean said so. He is still breaking apart or cutting apart the tree. And that pile right over there of shrubbery, cut shrubbery, I stacked up. And then I'm probably going to go help him. You can see on the other side over there, put more up there. But I got sidetracked because now I'm working in the house. Okay, so we got this wood stacked up over here. We started stacking some wood up there. I started cleaning out the inside of the house. It's hard to see through the wall, but that tree pile is now relocated over there. And I'm just taking a small break because I'm going to start moving that tree pile back up against the wall. I am so glad it started raining because it was starting to get really hot. But I cleared out this spot. Now you can actually start to see the concrete. Look how thick, that's how old, how long ago the roof has at least been on in this place. The soil in here is already so thick. That's just from like wind and debris coming in basically. And it's created its own little layer of like soil and moss and vegetation. It's kind of crazy. But I have reached rock bottom here. I'm working my way into the kitchen, which is this way. Started cutting down this tree right here. And I've made it, I actually stepped in another couple more feet in here. I should have worn my boots, but took out a couple of logs, or beams, I should say, of support beams of wood that had huge nails sticking out of them. There's the door. Yay, I'm so glad it's raining. Now you can start to see the countertop and like the stove over there, which I do want to clear a better path and go investigate that further. I think she had like a little sink or something set up right there, like because the cistern is on the other side. But it's super cool to get like a different view in here. There was definitely some shelving in here at one point in time. You can see right here. But I guess we're thinking about using the bones that are here and actually trying to build a house using the bones and adding on to it, which is going to be fun, but a nightmare probably at the same time. But it's worth it because this view is gorgeous. To Sean, I made it to the back side of the property because he weed whacked all this stuff down right here. So I'm exploring. Looks like there might be some stairs underneath all that leads to the very top, which would be cool. And then I think he had built like a little patio area right there. Cool. I'm gonna come down and look at it. Like, isn't this the most amazing view? It's gorgeous. I know, hold on. We found all this hose up here. That stuff's new. This is not old hose. This is new hose. So we're gonna wrap it up and keep it. Use it for one of our projects probably. This is also irrigation tube that we found up there, which is cool. Hubby's getting down on the weed whacker. Let's see if we can see him. Oh. Can't see him. But it's been sprinkling here and there, but it's really starting to clear up now. It looks gorgeous. It's such a beautiful day today. Okay, so third attempt to peek in on the bathroom. I got rid of the web that was right there. What's in there? Can't see from my angle. Woo! the vines just reached up and grabbed my foot.
So help me with this.
Okay, coming. Okay, so you guys can see where the line is right there at the bottom. That's how deep and thick this pile of soil is that I'm digging out of here. I still have all of that to do. I just barely literally like started. But if I go slow, I can probably get it done. Not today, all in one day. I'm hoping to get this room done in one day. Okay, you guys, so this is all I've gotten done in 45 minutes. There's a few obstacles that I'm running into. I am almost 40 years old. I've been in a really bad car accident before. My body is not in the greatest shape. And it hurts. I'm not used to having to move this slow just to protect my body from an injury. The only tools I have is this shovel, this bucket, and a pair of gloves. And actually both gloves are left gloves. So I'm using a left glove on my right hand. The biggest challenge outside of that is there is this like woven layer of roots in this soil. It's not just like I'm going to shovel everything out of here. I have to like put the soil in the bucket one handful at a time because the roots are so interwoven that the shovel is useless. Okay, so I was able to get out another about 1.5 feet of debris. It is hard work, guys. It's heavy. The buckets, I fill the bucket all the way up. Plop it over the wall over here. Let me show you here. So that's my pile so far. All these bricks I've been pulling out. Now it's time for the couch, which I think is actually like part of a car. I think it's like a car seat or something like that. I'm gonna try to pull it out. So as I'm trying to pull it out, the whole thing just completely falls apart. I just wanted to show you guys because this is what happens. This is metal when Mother Nature takes over. This is metal, not rock, not wood. This is metal. That is just crazy. So a tree has literally grown through this. I've already chopped down the tree right here, like a small tree, of course, but that's what's making it hard to get this bottom piece out. So I just have to use a little tool and little tools and some strength and get it out of here. So I'm just gonna see if I can use some of the tools. I just have like a hoe pick or whatever, and then I have a shovel. So we'll see if I can manage to get this thing out of there. I already got that piece out, which is disgusting, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, I got it out of the corner. It was hard and disgusting at the same time, but there she is. So now I'm gonna slowly start chiseling back at this. I figured I'm gonna work for about another hour, and that's it for the rest of the day. So whatever of this I can tackle in 1 hour, I'm gonna leave the rest for the day. Start again, not tomorrow, but maybe the next day. Okay guys, it's taking me a little longer than an hour, but look what I have done so far. I've used this new rake method where I rake most of the stuff out of the roots and then shovel it into buckets. But now that all the tiles are out of here, I might be able to just shovel it into buckets. And I found some herbs that I'm putting in a bucket for Mom. Okay, I know it's hard to hear me with the weed whacker going, but I finished it, you guys. I finished clearing out this room. It took me one full day of work, but I split it into 2 different days because my body is falling apart these days. But I'm going to take the weekend off, and then I'm going to come here Monday as long as the weather is good, and I'm going to start clearing out this room next, which has a literal tree growing out of it. So this room will be next. Okay, I finally bring the tape measure up, and from that wall, not the cistern, but the wall to this wall is 23 feet, minus 2 inches. From there to there is almost 3 feet. Okay, so front room still, it is 3 feet, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so it's 4 feet to the edge, basically, exactly 4 feet to the outside wall here. Okay, from that wall to that first brick wall is 36 feet, and then from this brick wall to the back wall is about 16 feet. The kitchen area in this abandoned house. It is so cool the way everything's set up. I think that was probably like a little spice rack. That's probably where they constantly had like the fire going, an actual fire. Then the coals were probably like pushed out through that little hole, or like lifted out, or I don't know exactly how it worked. But and then there's the oven, the actual oven, and it has like a little hole that goes down there, probably again for like coals or like a small fire. And then it has this other cool little spot that was probably either for water or coals as well too, maybe like another burner right there basically. And then it has this window, and then a doorway to the little courtyard where the herbs were grown. And the lady of the house would prep all of her stuff on this countertop right here. And then this leads to the cistern. So cool. I mean, I'm going to clean this room out just like I did the other room, but whew, it's going to take some time. Everything will be worth it with the views that we see here. I should also mention that the reason why it looks cloudy is because there's a fire going over here. It's an intentional fire. A lot of the farmers will burn off the stuff that they're not going to use. But it is a clear day outside of this cloud of smoke. Okay, so the guy started clearing out this area over here. And if you go down, I think maybe this was just a step right here. From over there, I thought it was maybe a planter, but looks like it was just like a level. Maybe she put pots right here. And then I think you can go up there, and then there's a couple of stairs that lead to the right up the stairs over there. It's kind of hard to see, but eventually this will all be cleared out. This right here was for sure a planter. So I just noticed over here a little outdoor fireplace. How cool is that? Guys, check out the little pig pen over here. You can actually see it. For some reason I was expecting to see something cool over here, but this is just the outhouse.